Hi students, in our last video we discussed about atoms and molecules. These are the basic lesson. It is a very important lesson. So you should learn compulsory. So if you learn this lesson, it is very useful for you in intermediate and in 10th class. In further it is very useful for you. Again, in last video also I said about this one only. This lesson is a basic lesson for you future in intermediate. So in our last video we discussed about law of chemical combinations, law of conservation of mass, and law of constant proportions. These we discussed in our last video. So in that last video only I told Rishi Maharshi Kanad. Maharshi Kanad is Indian philosopher. What he said, very small unit in the matter, that is called Paramanu. That is said by Maharshi Kanad. But it is not proved experimentally. So that Indian philosopher, he did not came out. And after that, Lowesser, he did so many researches, and after that he said the very small unit is atom. And Dalton he proved experimentally very small units in the matter, that is atoms. He gave some postulates postulates means he said about some characters. He said about some characters of atoms, how it will be in the matter, that said by Dalton. So Dalton's atomic theory, what he said, according to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whatever it, fan, light, wall, our body, that is called matter. According to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whether an element, a compound, or a mixture, is composed of small particles called matter, atoms. That means in the mixture, compound, in the element, whatever it. For example, if I break this one, after that break, so finally you will get very small particles. The small particles are called atoms. These atoms was present in all matters. So what are the 6 postulates he said, that Dalton, about atoms? The first one is all matter is made of very tiny particles called atoms. So matter, every matter, it is containing atoms. Atoms are indivisible particles. That means we can't break further. So now I am breaking this pen. After that again we can break. After that we can break. So one certain time we can't break. That is indivisible. That indivisible part is called atom. Atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. So we can't create and we can't destroy these atoms. And atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. That means atoms mass, it will be constant. It will be constant in always. It will be constant. For example, if you take carbon element, the carbon element mass, it is 12 grams. So always in anywhere it will be 12 grams. And in my last video I said read periodic table also. So if you read periodic table, it is very useful for you to understand these atoms and molecules. You know the fourth point, what that Dalton said. Atoms of different elements have different masses and different chemical properties. That means, for example, if you see carbon, in third point I already told, carbon atomic mass, it is always 12 grams. Anywhere it was 12 grams only. But if you see different elements have different masses. That means oxygen atomic mass is 16 grams and carbon it is 12 grams. So different elements are having different masses and same elements are having same mass and same chemical properties and different chemical properties. Atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. Means for example, this is pen. This pen, it is containing so many atoms. So the small units of atoms combine together, they form compounds. For example, if you see carbon dioxide, this is carbon, one element, it is containing some atoms, and oxygen, it is one element, it is containing some atoms. When these two elements combine together, they form CO2 compound. That he said. The atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. For another example, H2O. Here hydrogen, it is one element, it is containing some atoms, and oxygen is another element, it is containing some atoms. When these are combined together, they form H2O compound. After that, the sixth point, the relative numbers and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. The relative numbers and kind of atoms are constant in a given compound. Means always it forms, for example, H2O, always it is in the same ratio. It will be H2O will be same ratio, and CO2 will be always, it will present in the same ratio, CO2 ratio. So that is said in the sixth point. We see atoms. I want to give some points about atoms. These are very important points. Atoms are building blocks of all matter. That means all matters it is made up of atoms. According to modern atomic theory, an atom is the smallest particle of an element which takes part in chemical reaction. So very smallest particle in the matter is atom, and these atoms only mainly participating in chemical reaction. CO2 will be happens, H2O is happens, HCl is, those are the compounds. Those compounds are formed means because of these atoms. For example, if you see NaCl, salt, that salt will be happens, we are using for cooking purpose, that NaCl salt. So how these NaCl have formed? Because sodium atoms and chlorine atoms, these are combined together, they formed NaCl compound that we are using as a salt. So these atoms are mainly participating in chemical reactions. Atoms are very small and which cannot be seen even through a very powerful microscope. That means atoms, these are very small which cannot be seen. We can't see by naked eye these atoms. So even though we can't see by using microscope, that much very small particles those atoms are. And after that, the atomic radius is measured in nanometers. So we can calculate how much that atom length. For example, carbon atom, how much that length, and hydrogen, how much length it is having. That is calculated by, for example, how much distance it is, 1 meter, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 2 centimeters, 1 centimeters. Like that, that atom's length we are expressing in nanometers. So 1 nanometer is 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. It is very important to you. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. So means that much very small, 1 nanometer, 1 by 9 zeros. So that much very small nanometer means. Now we see the symbols of elements. Actually, if you see that periodic table, this periodic table having so many elements. So for studying or for reading or for remembering those elements, it is very hard. So that Dalton, the scientist, he proposed. Dalton was the first scientist to use the symbols for elements because so many number of elements are there. So to know that elements easily, Dalton's he proposed symbols. For example, if you see hydrogen symbol was a circle inside one dot, and here the carbon he given symbol circle and he draw that circle, and after that oxygen plain circle he gave that symbol for oxygen, and for phosphorus he gave this type of symbol, for sulfur and iron and carbon. Like these symbols he proposed Dalton. They will ask you that question, who was the first scientist who proposed symbols for elements? Who is that? Dalton's. Otherwise, another type of questions also you will get. What is the symbol of oxygen? What is the symbol of carbon? These symbols are available in your textbook. Just see once and remember those symbols. Practice at home. And after that, modern day symbols of elements. After that, after Dalton's, Berzelius scientist, he suggested that the symbols of elements should be made from 1 or 2 letters of the name of the element. That means the Berzelius scientist he proposed, he taken one or two letters of that element. He kept symbols for that elements. So this is proposed by Berzelius. After Berzelius, the IUPAC, it is one institute, IUPAC. So he approved the names of elements the same way. What that Berzelius told, like that only they approved IUPAC. In the exams, they will ask you what is the full form of IUPAC. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Very important question. They will ask you what is the full form of IUPAC. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. They accepted that elements names we can give by symbols. So how they explained that IUPAC. The first letter of a symbol is always written as a capital letter in the elements. So if you are writing elements, the first letter should be capital letter and the second letter as a small letter. So second letter always should be small letter. So while explaining time the symbols, if you are writing that element symbols, first letter should be capital letter and second letter should be small letter. For example, here hydrogen, that symbol we are giving H. So H means first letter only one letter H. So capital letter we should take. And another one, I gave another example, aluminium. That aluminium, they gave the first letter is capital letter A and the second letter is small letter L. Like that we should give symbols for elements. And after that cobalt, it is the first letter is C and the second letter is O, small o. So for cobalt is first C and another letter is O. You can get one doubt also. Why we are taking here two letters? Because cobalt before, if you see that periodic table, cobalt before you will get carbon. Carbon they symbolized by C, capital C. So if any elements are coming after carbon in the periodic table, after carbon, if any elements are coming with the letter of C, then they consider second letter, because already we gave for carbon one single C. So if you give again C for cobalt, we can't understand, because cobalt is also C and carbon is also having C. So we can't understand. That's why already carbon we gave for carbon C. That's why for cobalt we are not considering C. Along with C we consider O also. That's why here we gave for cobalt CO. And here also if you see hydrogen, that hydrogen symbol we gave H. And after that, if any elements are coming in the periodic table with the starting letter H, so we should consider second letter also. For example, helium. Helium, the first letter is H. Helium. The first letter is H. So we have to give symbol with H. But already hydrogen, these are symboled by H. So for helium we should not give H. We should consider another letter also, that is E, He. Like that we should give symbols. This is said by IUPAC. In this video, we discussed about Dalton's atomic theory and how that atoms will be in the matter, and we discussed about how to pronounce that atoms and the definition of atoms and how they given that element symbols. We discussed in this video. So again I am saying, while seeing this lesson or while seeing this video, you should read periodic table, that up to 30 elements in the periodic table, and follow your textbook. In next video we will discuss about atomicity and molecules and mole concept. This we will discuss in our next video. Thank you.